earlier? Well, ballot papers were sent out for the Lib Dem leadership election last week. Joining me now to discuss how the contest is going so far is Mark Littlewood, who served as the party's Director of Communications under Ming Campbell and has recently set up a pressure group, haven't you?
Progressive Vision, a new think tank.
Which is linked to the Lib Dems, or...?
The Lib Dems and the Conservatives, trying to bring liberal-minded Conservatives and Liberal Democrats together.
That's interesting. Oh, I didn't realise that's an interesting connection. So, so you're looking for a sort of Lib Dem Tory?
I wouldn't go that far, but I think there's probably more common ground between the Liberal Democrats and the Conservatives than either of them are actually admitting at the moment. A bit like the Lib Dem leadership contest, people are setting up synthetic differences, I think is the word.
Oh, I'll ask you about that. So those in the Labour Party who think, well, actually, the progressive consensus, as Gordon Brown calls it, should bring the Lib Dems in, probably barking up the wrong tree.
I think so. I think that the progressive consensus is now against the Labour government.
And, oh, well, that's interesting. Which of the two candidates do you think thinks like that, who are standing?
Oh, well, I think it's a long way to go before either of them would concede that there's anything like that. It's anathema at the moment for the Liberal Democrats to suggest that they would cut any deal or talk to or consider any arrangement with the Labour Party or the Conservative Party. I think that's probably an error. Sooner or later, I think they're going to have to talk about that realistically. Because, of course, the only prospect whatsoever of Liberal Democrats wielding any sort of power is, let's face it, as junior coalition partners. Now, you can understand all the electoral reasons why they want to dodge that question, but that's the truth, and everybody in the media like you knows that's the truth, and they're going to keep being asked about it. And if the polls show that sooner or later it looks like there might be a hung parliament and they're going to have to consider whether to cut a deal, I think that's a question that isn't going to go away.
Yeah, that's interesting because, of course, Ming Campbell, the former leader, always kind of hinted that he'd have been happy with Labour, didn't he, really?
I think that's probably right. And a lot of it comes down, actually, to informal working arrangements. I mean, Ming knew Brown considerably better. I think held Brown in rather higher esteem than he held David Cameron. And a lot of it comes down to those sort of issues, really, as much as it comes down to policy. Right.
Pivotal weekend for your party's contest, Clegg versus Hume. It's very hard to tell from the outside who's going to win this thing. The media say Nick Clegg's the favourite. What's your sense from sort of speaking to party members and all the rest of it, of who is winning at this pivotal moment?
If I had to bet my life on it, I'd say that Nick Clegg's going to win, but I think it is a hell of a lot closer than the media were giving credit for a couple of weeks ago.
Right.